Hi folks, this is for improvisation, online improvisation workshop number 4. Today I'm going to explain to you a visualization of improvisation as it's happening. And then I'm going to help you find a way to apply that visualization to the music so you can have a feel of how improvisation flows. It's very much like water, and I'm going to explain a story about this so that you can understand it better. Say there is a rock is falling into a lake. The rock falls into the lake and it creates a ripple. It's the start of a song. The ripples are the notes. The ripples themselves are the main notes that we need to constantly come back to reinforce what the song is. Then the forces that go before the ripple and after the ripple, those are notes that either encourage the flow to go out or encourage the flow to come in. There might be notes that make it feel lighter or happier. Then there might be other notes that cause tension, but once you come back to them, it reinforces what the ripples are themselves. But the ripples are our basis. So the ripples are like the root notes of a chord. But we can dance around those notes, and then we come back to them to reinforce what the ripples are. And using a combination of the tension and the flow, we can create a ripple that's constantly expanding outwards, that's always reinforcing itself. So let's go back to the theory that was in the second video with the G minor chord. We were using just those 3 notes, and as I said, don't pay attention to where I'm using the notes on the guitar, because I tune my guitar differently every day. Instead, use a tuner to find where your notes are. If you're using a different instrument, a chromatic tuner, you get it on your phone. So we've got G, A sharp and D. Those are the 3 notes that we started with before, and we were using a 4/4 scale, a 4/4 rhythm, and with the accent on the 1. So let's go back to that. Quickly make a little loop. Drum's sounding a bit like a dead cat at the moment. It hasn't been in the sun. It needs the sun. Well, it's still got a rhythm there. So we have the 3 notes, yeah? I'm just going to put a bass note in there, a root note, so that it gives me a reference. Within the rhythm itself, it can also be seen as the ripple. So the definition of the rhythm has an accent on the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that accent is the ripple. The other parts around it are smaller ripples, but the syncopations, or the beats within the beats, are the tensions and the flows that cause the ripple to have its definition. And this ripple is constantly moving outwards in an endless flow until you find a need to stop, or until the break in the song, or until the end of the song. But a good improvisation works on this principle, and it can last. An improvisation that doesn't tire the ear out. So it you don't feel like, oh, I've had enough of this and then you need to stop. But an improvisation that keeps your attention and your focus constantly, because it has just the right balance of these elements of the core elements of the ripple, the tension, and the flow. So let's go back to the other notes, or to the notes that we had. So these notes are the ripple itself: the G, the A sharp, the D. So let's just try mucking around with those again to get ourselves familiar with that exercise that was in the second video. To the ripple of the rhythm, I can do little extra syncopations like this. Yet you notice, if I repeat it too much and you listen to it too much, it becomes exhausting to listen to over a longer period of time. It's important to return back to the origin and just do the ripple itself. And then come back into the experimentation with the ripple, with the flow, and the tension. Try with the other notes. So that's an illustration, a practical illustration of this ripple visualization within the music with rhythm. But what about it with the notes? With the notes we have, you can try anything in between and above these three notes and just see what it feels like. So I might have the root note down here. It's definitely tension, but it's not bad if I use it and then I return back. But it's definitely tension. Let's try another note. Not that one. Just, try to hit one note at a time for the purposes of this exercise. The second note in our original improv was the A sharp, and we found another note that encourages the flow, which is the A. So we've got some encouragement to the flow to add to reinforce the ripple, but it can't be played too much. We must then return to the ripple afterwards. Some tension as well. Then go back again to the flow. By using these two notes, notes we can create that tension and flow, the two notes in between the G or the SI, the C, and the La Diez or the A sharp. And those two notes are the G sharp and the A. Just by experimenting with those two notes and the other three, you can have a feel of using the tension and the flow, and then returning back to the ripple itself. And when you want to finish the ripple, well, you have to return to the ripple to do that. So you might have some flow. And some tension. Extra note, and then return back to the ripple. That's it for this video. So practice with the 3-note improv that was in the second video, which is actually the 3 notes of the G minor chord, and practice adding momentarily the G sharp and the A, or the C Diez and the La, and see how you feel with pulling that ripple either into tension or into flow, and also practice syncopating that rhythm. So use the loop file that I provided with you in that second lesson, and continue from there. Thanks a lot.